Hi guys, my name's Seb Tudor. I'm the man on the Silver Mountain, and welcome back to Paladins. Now, I said before they're in a video where I was practicing Buck, that I was considering doing a few things, both in regards to some of the lore, which in this game is very well hidden and fairly non-existent at the moment, which, to be fair, might be changed as we get round to the full release of the game, but currently isn't the case. But as a result, it's always fun to theorize, and I've got some theories of my own. I've talked about them with other friends and things like that and fleshed them out a little bit, so at some point I'm sure I'll break those down. But I also, more importantly, said that I was going to maybe do some videos talking through some of the characters, because the way I feel about characters in games like this is that all they are is expressions of patterns. Yeah, the person playing the character just has to find the pattern, work the pattern out, and then use that pattern more effectively with a little bit more awareness and a little bit more speed and kind of conviction than the person on the other team to win. And you know, that's obviously, it's a team game. You're not going to win just because one person carries, but sometimes you can do that just because that person is using the pattern that they have selected for themselves to stand out above everybody else. And the patterns that you're creating are literally between mouse button 1, mouse button 2, the Q, E, F keys, W, A, S, and D, and space. And that's kind of it. There's not really much else to it in terms of the basic patterns for play, but there are little bits that are different between characters and things like that. And so what I want to do in this series is go through every single one of these guys, plus all of the ones that they add in the future. Maybe give some points that I feel that maybe I would like to see changed on some of these characters in the future, although there's only one that I can think of at the moment. That's the new guy over here, Lex, who I really feel needs a bit more of a change than they've already given him. But in regards to all of the other characters that we've got here, I'm going to talk loadouts. I want to take them into the shooting range and show you the limitations, because when I have seen people using Inara here to try and snipe when her weapons like range drop off and her damage drop off is so severe that they have no hope of doing that. Same with some of these other characters like Maldamba, who seems to have a much longer range than he actually has based on the arc. It's a very odd kind of difference between the physicality of his weapon within the game environment and the kind of display of it to the person playing. And then I want to go through all of those things in the shooting range after we've talked cards and things, and then I'll take them into a bot match. Why a bot match? Because bot matches allow for a little less pressure, but they still allow me to show the mechanics of the character. And then, you know, maybe at times during the series we'll get some of the others that I play this with together and roll into it, and it will maybe sit in one of the slots that the Torment is currently taking up twice a week on my channel, because whilst I still want to get through Torment, definitely, but the reason why I've started to do this week instead of maybe waiting until I'm over the bug that I've had at the moment in full, where I'm still a bit kind of stuffed up at times, is just that reading all the text in Torment is kind of taxing, whilst this should be kind of fun and easy. But when I started talking to this about people, when I mentioned it in my last video, I had a lot of people kind of giving me some feedback on that and asking me to take a look at certain characters. And so the one that I want to touch on first is Barik, and then the one that'll be next week is Evie, as those were the two that were the ones that were most discussed. And so we'll look at Barik at the moment. Here's my Barik wearing the TF2 engineer skin, with all of his various bits and pieces. I played Barik a reasonable amount. I mean, you can see from my level here that Grover is definitely the one that I gravitate towards. Same with some of the other supports or Drogols, more so than Barik. But Barik is a solid tank that I can rely on throughout stuff and so on. So how do I build him? Well, I'm not too fussed about damage with Barik, because Barik is a frontliner. He's there to be a doorstop. He's there to protect other people and get in the way, be a bit irritating, and that's kind of it. And as a result, here we've got some cards that allow him to sustain himself. We've got combat repair for some extra for health back whenever he stood near his turret. Got healing station for whenever heal his turret there, heal himself here, and then the rest is all to do with his barricade, because his barricade is possibly one of the most important parts of Barik's composition. Yeah, because if it's got more health, if it's got a longer duration, so it's not just going to collapse on you, and if you can put it up again more, expediently, then it means that doorstop, that wedge that you're putting in the way of the enemy team, can sit there for longer. And so let's go jump into the shooting range so that we can take a look at his particulars. So the shooting range, I feel, is a great thing. There are a few issues that I have with the shooting range, but it mostly comes down to stuff that used to be there in the very early version of it that just doesn't seem to be there anymore. Right, Barik. Okay, so what I tend to take is the extra barricade health, because again, it's that doorstop. The blunderbuss is improved fall off. Again, if you want to run around as a kind of shotgun focused character more so than using any of his other abilities, then fair enough, that's entirely on you. And then the turrets cannot miss and deal the extra damage and so on and so forth. That's a good one for if you're secondary tank on this. And I know Fernando's screaming in the background and stuff. But I tend to take this because I play a doorstop Barik. Right, so well, he's having fun. Right, the first thing I want to do is, well, we're just going to zip over this way. Right, one of the first things that I do with any character, and I'll be doing this for every single one, this Sky here. Hi, Sky. How's it going? Right, she's about on matched up with that panel on the wall there, right? In which case, as far as I understand it, this to there is about 50 units. Yeah? 50 units distance. So if so that's 413. If I take one at point blank, 500. 750 if it's headshot. I didn't see the number when she dies, but she'll respawn. There we go. Body shot. She's immune. Thanks. Body shot. Okay. 500 up close. 750 for a headshot. At 50 units. 50 units. The like no distance at all, relatively speaking. And I believe these pillars are about 25 because they seem to be nearly halfway, but we'll go by the 50s. So I open up on her. I'm doing maybe 300, 400 damage at most, seemingly depending on just that little difference. So that's the drop off. So if I'm stood all the way over here at like what, 50, 100, 150 units, and I'm taking pot shots, 100 damage a piece, 200 damage a piece at most. It's not really doing me any favors. So the thing with Barik is that you need to be up close. You need to be up in their face and annoying. That's the whole point of your character. You've got this if there's an AoE being dropped on you that would otherwise fuck you up. So it's not that much of an issue overall. But it's like, here's the dude that needs our help. He's getting his ass kicked. He stood on the point. He's trying to hold his ground. He's being hit by a fairly high DPS character. Oh fuck, he's dead. He'll be back in a second and then we'll continue. Right, in which case you just drop that and then you're just sticking these down and you want to keep behind the barrier and you want to keep with these. It's not... And then just open up through the barrier. It's not a difficult thing to do necessarily, but the number of people who decide to think that Torbjorn is... this is just an Overwatch clone. This just means that I need to sit there and be like Torbjorn. I'll set up on a high-rise area and just wail down on people. Now here we've got people of different health. You've got Sky, you've got Ying, who's got a little bit more, I believe, and then you've got Fernando, who's just got tons of health. So if we just drop our ultimate here, it's gonna, she stood on the edge, he stood on the edge, hasn't done a damn thing, but killed her outright because she sat in the middle. The biggest thing about his ultimate isn't to try and deal damage, it's to try and stop people from getting in the way. If people are running onto the point and your ultimate's there, then it just means that they're going to get fucked up if the closer in they get to it. So stick it on the, stick it in the center, let them run onto it and let them die. Quite simply, the way it has to go. But that's, Barik is a fairly simple character like that. There's no issues with him. He's a simple defensive character. These things, his turrets do a fair amount, like, I don't know, like, yeah, 150 per shot. It's a nice tick down. They shoot fairly, at a reasonable enough speed. So it's just a case of put them down to as a deterrent or as a distraction so that people are picking them off. Yeah? As said, you can potentially take the other legendary card that makes them far more effective, but then, maybe it would be you playing more like Torbjorn from Overwatch, if that's what you want to take, because that's, you hunting kills and stuff. And again, even if you take the legendary card for your damage drop off, you're still going to want to be probably within that 50 to maybe 75. So if this is, say, 75 with the drop off, you want to see the characters like that within your crosshair. Yeah, within your little crosshair in the center of the screen, that is the size the character should be at most, depending on what you've taken. Otherwise, if you're here, you want their legs and maybe their head outside, or you want to be in here where you've got a nice portrait shot to make sure that you do the damage, to make sure that your big chunky gun here isn't like just pointless, because being in like this, dropping that off and then just blowing her away, that's this thing's then going to start picking fights with other people, but it means that you've done your bit, you've thrown your thing down, you've got in the way, and you're good. And they've added this effect as well to your turret with the cards, so that you can actually see more of where you need to be and what you're doing. That's actually a slightly bigger circle than I thought it was as well, which is nice. But anyway, that's that done so far. So let's please leave. There we go. So let's jump into a bot match now, just so that I can custom games. I didn't want to go into custom games. Yeah, let's jump into a bot match, siege bot match. we will pick Barik. Obviously Barik works well with having someone like a Ying or a Maldamba behind him to sit, or maybe, well, I suppose maybe a Pip, to sit in behind him and kind of drop stuff as you go, just to keep him going. Because as you saw, the numbers on his cards there, they're not particularly high on healing. So, there's that.
Prepare for battle.
But here we go. Don't know why I've got an itchy nose, apart from the fact that I'm sick. Yeah, it's like, so the other team here, now we're looking at the other team, we can see what they've got, and they've got a Ying, who's a good healer, a Grok, who, and then so we'll take Barricade, we'll take that, do this, right. Why have we what? We've got, son of a, why have our cards been auto-picked for us?
The battle is about to begin.
Auto purchase items? Hell no! It broke. It did a stupid fucking thing. Right, no, not doing that. Well, it's given us. God damn it. Okay, ordinarily I would be taking Cronus because it allows for the greater recharge on everything. But we can still pick everything else as we go. We'll just have to deal with the increase in speed for the time being. I thought I'd already disabled that. That's my bad. But it doesn't matter. We can cope. It's only bots, so it's fine. So we're sticking up there. Drop that. There we go. So I drop it at an angle just so that it covers as much as possible. But Unfortunately, with Torvald there, he's going to try and... he's going to try and take... There we go. But yeah, with Torvalds, they're going to try and use their recharge to take down your shield. There we go. Right. So I'm going to set up on here with the turret. Turn it into a little bit of a kill engine. We've got our siege weapon. We've got all of our bombs. We've got our turret. No one can stop us. And then we're just going to jump down in front, drop that, throw that one down stationary just so that it's there. There we go. And now we've got all of this going. Oh, we've been disabled. There we go. Evie, please die. Thank you. Right, now we just need to jump back on here. Let's drop that there.
Thanks, Doc.
There you go. See, I'm not focusing necessarily on doing the damage. I'm focusing on keeping the payload rolling and keeping my friends as protected as possible. But Bomb King was a little far out in front there. See, I'm only doing like 100 damage here at the moment, and now he's yeah, there we go. Drop that there. Again, ordinarily with Cronus, my barriers and things would be recharging a lot faster, but unfortunately, I don't have that luxury this time, thanks to the stupid auto-pick system. But that's... Ying's going to be annoying. There we go. Thank you, Pip. Oh. So that's where we use our rocket boots just to keep ourselves back on the ground, just to keep ourselves going. Drop that there just to keep them alive. We'll throw this over here. Charlin's now hidden. He went stealth. Reload. Don't know if Charlin actually got killed. She's taken out. I think they got the other guy. Yeah, they did. Awesome. Right, so now we're going to stick that... Well, I tried to stick it on top, but it didn't work. Stick that there so that we can just fuck off. And there we go. Sorted. And then he's wasted his ult as well because he's a moron. Right, so now, though, people could take that, but I don't know why. With Barik, his reload time isn't too quick. We could take this for our turrets, but ours have the potential to miss, so I don't see the point. In which case, we're going to be taking one of these just to either burn down some shields more quickly or prevent some healing. Now, their Ying hasn't been particularly effective, but their Torvald is the one that's being left over and sitting in front, so we'll take that. And we want to take this just for a flat damage reduction so that we can hold out. Then, other than that, we're getting a fair number of eliminations, so we'll take the extra healing on that. And now we will get back out there, and we have our ult as well at the moment, so we can drop our little globe and our flamethrower on the point if it gets hairy when we get there. I'm not sure if we'll do that, we'll see. We'll wait for him to come around here, and we'll drop that. Drop those in. There we go. We'll do this just to keep them at bay. Take out Charlin. I believe there's one behind me, but hey ho, yeah there is. We'll try and take out Ying and her friend Torvald. Then we've just got Grok, who's a pain in the arse, always will be a pain in the arse. We'll drop that there, we'll reset one of our turrets. Turret will take him out, there we go. Right, they should be coming back around the corner. Here we go, and she's just going to be irritating, but it's fine. So we'll set that there, we'll drop that down, and then we'll take her out thanks to Pip. Thank you very much, Pip. And now we'll blow away Charlin. Ying's running away, but she didn't make it. Reset another turret. And here we go. Right, second time round. Jumped right over it. Didn't mean to. And so let's keep going. Again, look at, you know, we've been gaining a fair number of credits with Barik, but we probably won't end up spending them. We'll stick that here. And now extra shield up on top. There we go, she's down. Where's grok.
That's some good healing.
Stick that there just so that my buddies behind me are protected from Charlene sniping at them. Yeah, there we go. Someone's just burst down Ying. That's cool. That's very nice. So you can drop it in front as well, and it'll just get pushed along, which is always cool. There you go. He's down. Has it? Yeah, it ran out. That's fine. We'll shoot her in the head. We'll stick this on top. We'll keep going. Down he goes. Right, we'll stick a shield on top as well, just so that Grok has to run away. We'll stick another turret on top just so that we've got maximum damage, maximum efficacy, just to mess with people. We'll try and take out Evie while she's stunned. We'll stick the shield up, so Torvald has to tackle and tangle with that instead. Evie's just going to get in our face. We want to try and... We're a small person, so we're going to try and hide as best as we can behind the payload, because our silhouette is so small. And there we go, we have a win. And that's the way that I feel Barik should be played. You know, you're not hunting for the play of the game, you're not hunting for anything else, you're on that payload, you're keeping it moving, you're protecting your peeps, and you're keeping your turrets down as a good distraction, as a good annoyance. There we go. Here we are in the play of the game. We're keeping everyone behind us safe, and we're keeping the cart going, because we can quite happily hide behind it, hide against it, and press our face right into the back of it just to keep us going. So let's see. We've 311 objective time. Oh, what were our rewards? 4 gold, silver on damage. That's fine. Most eliminations, highest streak because we didn't go down once because we were able to sustain ourselves. We had, who outdamaged us? Bomb King. Okay, understandable. He's a damage character, but you would have expected maybe Cassie, and especially Victor. Maybe he's a newbie, but we would have maybe expected to see a lot more from them. We had our shield up as much as possible, and we were on that point the entire time. So that's the way the Barik should be played. It kind of stands out, and the same principle can be applied to live play against other players. Straightforward, easy, simple, kind of, you just need to be confident with it and push with it, because, you know, he's a small character. He's not necessarily the hardest to hit because he's quite a square box to tackle, but because he's quite a square box, it does mean that if you are on or behind the payload, even if you get hit from the top of the payload, even if you've dropped your barricade up, you can then always take a step back and land behind it where you're completely hidden by it. You know, and it can really help you firstly continue to do your job, but also it can help you sustain what you're doing and how you're doing it. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. If you found this at all useful or enjoyable, then please drop me a like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the video tomorrow. Take care.